Excuse me. Welcome back, everyone, to Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age Struggle for Freedom. Sorry the video took so long to upload. I was going through actually a couple of things. One was a little bit of a frame rate issue I had with recording this off Steam. Well, we're recording a Steam game off OBS, so it just took me a while to actually get this going without having to do a consistent frame dropping. Although you might see a little bit of it here, I think it won't be as noticeable. At least I hope not. The other thing is that I was also focusing a little bit on the Final Fantasy doing a Final Fantasy 9 live stream, which is something I've done over the last couple of weeks. I was focused on that for a little bit. I figured I'd give this game a little bit of a break, but now we can get right back into it. So what we're going to be doing here, we are going to be taking on like a next hunt, which is the Flowering Cactoid, which you can do by speaking to Dantro. After that, there will be a side quest later in the game that you can access, but we're not going to pay attention to that at the moment. At least I don't think so. So yeah, pretty much, I was just, I was also just focusing on my new job as well. Been working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, which is always nice. So yeah, pretty much other than that, you know, again, it just took me a little bit to get this going because of, like I said, every once in a while, for some reason, with OBS, the frame rate tends to drop when I record this off Steam. Perhaps, I mean, my laptop can still get the job done, but I'm thinking perhaps if I were to invest into a more powerful PC down the line, maybe that might be a bit better. Who knows? I do know that thankfully with Steam, I can just carry on with my save data, which is a great thing. I'll have to redo this playthrough all over again, because, well, I wouldn't entirely mind it. It just being able to have a save point anywhere would be much more convenient. That's just me. I'll probably have to look into that soon. And the reason why is just because I would have a much more powerful PC that can consistently run, you know, at the pace I want it to run as. Oh yeah, that leads you back to Nalvana Fortress. If you ever want to go there for like another shop and whatnot, you could, but you don't have to at the moment. And sorry if I sound a little tired. I just woke up a little while ago, and I figured, crap, I gotta get a move on this. It's been over a week since I actually recorded one of these videos. What was I gonna say? Give me a moment to click my train of thought here. Okay. But yeah, if you ever wanted to restock on some items in this part of the desert, you could just by entering onto the map, as I explained many times before. Another thing you may have noticed too is that well, everything that you will notice, I should say, so my brain isn't fully turned on. I'm not sure if there's a thing in regular 12 or not, but the more license points you earn, the more license points your next party member is going to earn when they join. I believe that's the case. Because I know when I get Bosch to join, you'll see in a few minutes, he'll get at least 600 license points to play around with. But as per usual, we just have a giant cacti. I'm surprised that the thing didn't really get much of a buff. But then again, we don't want to give Eternal any ideas, now do we? Although, I'll be talking a little bit unrelated at times, just because what you're just seeing here is me roaming around the desert just killing things. I'll get to the Flowering Cactoid side quest when it becomes relevant. Bro, pretty much other than that, I know World Final Fantasy Maxima's coming out. Maxima's going to be a paid DLC, which is nice. So you don't have. So for those that bought World of Final Fantasy already, you don't have to buy yourself a brand new copy. You can just simply download the DLC when that comes out. World of Final Fantasy is one of those games I tried once, and I liked it initially, but then I kind of just stopped playing. I just picked up and put down. I might give that game perhaps another chance once Maxima comes out, because I'm really curious what the DLC does bring to the table. That'd be interesting. Also, quick plug for those that didn't see Nintendo Direct a little while ago. Final Fantasy 12 is actually coming to Nintendo Switch. So for those Switch owners out there that don't have a PS4, well, you're in luck if you want to play Final Fantasy 12. And they're also bringing Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 10 to the Switch. I wonder how well that's going to play out. I'm not sure if it's going to be 4 separate entries or it's going to be an all-in-one. Because if it's going to be an all-in-one, that'd be amazing if what they can pull off, considering all 4 of those games are really, really big. Because 2 of them are PlayStation 1 titles, and the other 2 are PlayStation 2 titles originally, before they got ported. Okay, so this is the Flowering Cactoid quest. Basically, you just have to hunt it down. But there's more to it than that once you report the hunt. I'll get to that in a little bit. And of course, many of you Square fans are also aware that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be coming out in January. Well, end of January, actually. I actually made a pre-order for the deluxe edition. I can't wait to play that. The graphics look freaking gorgeous, though, from what I saw from the trailers. But how well will it hold up? We'll see when it comes out. It looks very promising, though. Okay, so the Flowering Cactoid is now about to begin. So it just told me it used to go back to the map where you came from here, and this is why I waited until you have Bosch in the party, because the Flowering Cactoid, believe it or not, is actually quite evasive. It's supposed to be similar to the Cactuar enemy from traditional Final Fantasy games. It does know 1,000 needles, which at this point can one-hit KO any of the party members here. So you want to just watch out for that. Okay, I'm just gonna do that with Audacity for just 2 seconds. There we go. That way I can actually see the screen a little bit better. Alright, here is the Flowering Cactoid. You might notice here this thing has auto protect on, so even if you were to hit through its evasion, it'll take less damage. And of course, it also likes to run away. That's not the only hunt that can run away from you, which can lead you to being ambushed by other monsters. Let that be a sign of things to come, people. There's like another hunt that I can mention in a later video that is really annoying to deal with. Headshot. Alright, now we got the cactus flower. Sorry about that, I'm still coming down with the sniffles here. Oh yeah, you might have noticed too that the cockatrice actually used, I think it might have been the beak attack, I'm not quite sure. But but what it did do was it inflicted a gradual petrification. It's similar to Doom, where you have a counter, and if you don't remove the status in time, then the status effect in question will happen. So if I wasn't able to use a gold needle on Fran there, she would have been petrified. And I got lost for some reason. Yeah, I wasn't sure why I got mixed up with another with another exit there, but that's okay. At least you all know it goes to the Giza Plains if you ever want to do like a shortcut or something. A lot of the maps are are interconnected to other areas that you may have visited before, or areas that you will be visiting for the first time, whether it's plot significance or not. Alright, so we get a potion and 500 gil, which is always nice. And the cactus flower. Now, he mentions his wife being on the south bank of the Nebra. That's where we tagged one of the teleport stones from earlier. So, we don't have to do that side quest just yet. But it's a pretty long side quest that actually leads you to, I believe, one of the espers that you can get, but that's not going to happen for a while. So, until we can get our first esper, we don't have to do that side quest just yet. We will sell that at a later time. But yeah, back to the Esper stand per usual. Just avoid, again, the big dinosaur, because you don't want it to destroy you. Alright, we have ourselves another antidote there, and we are pretty much home free. Huzzah! Back to Rabbit Nestor.
I thank you.
I'd avoid crowds if I were you. In this town, you're still a traitor, you know.
The Resistance will surely find me soon. Fate's will, we meet again. I would pay my respects to your brother.
You're a fugitive now, too. Stay low for a while.
What about the stone?
Do as you like. That stone's ill-favored.
We feel regret. We sought that stone and found ourselves only worry.
You offering it?
It's mine.
Then why'd you ask? Our regards to your girl.
We stay in Rabanastre a while.
What do you think? Can I trust Bosch? I gotta get rid of this thing. But maybe I should show it to Penelo first, so she knows I got something. She'd be at Miguel's place this time of day.
Alright, so Balthier and Fran leave the party, but they'll be back. They'll most certainly be back. For some reason, I decided to do some floundering around. So I didn't quite remember if, oh, excuse me. I didn't quite remember if the shop got updated, or I would have had to wait until I go to, until the next city. I keep forgetting what it was. Oh god, my memory's so bad. Alright, but you can speak to Hurdy there, a little Moogle that actually is a character you can recruit in Tactics Advanced 2, I believe. I do some floundering around here for a bit. That's just simply because I, for some reason, thought maybe the shops might have updated, but apparently they must have not. Although I do some selling here. Although it's not very long, so you don't see me selling my loot too much. Potion pack would have been nice earlier in the game, but alas, I did not get it, which is fine. And while I'm doing some floundering around, I'd like to bring up something else that's also a little bit unrelated at the moment. what's interesting, there have been leaks in Smash Bros. Ultimate that another Square Enix character is going to make it into the game. It was never specifically mentioned who, though, so it raises a lot of questions. Could it be an Echo Fighter for Cloud, like Zack Fair, perhaps? Could it be Sora from Kingdom Hearts? I know a lot of people really would like to see Kingdom Hearts Sora. Could it be Geno from Super Mario RPG? Could it be a brand new character entirely, like maybe Auron or Vaughn or Bosch or whoever? You know, that's the one more interesting note. Like Square Enix is gonna get another character in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Whenever that next Smash Direct is gonna be, because the game's gonna be coming out in like less than I want to say around 2 months or so. Roughly around 2 months, yeah. So they're cutting it really close here. I mean, I'm sure if anything, there might be characters that could be offered as DLC later. Like I know people have been wanting like Banjo-Kazooie or Shadow the Hedgehog, you know, as Echo Fighters in some way. I mean, Shadow I know is a very popular choice, and I think it would be cool. His moveset can be somewhat different from Sonic's. But Banjo-Kazooie? I don't know. It might have to be an Echo Fighter of Duck Hunt, but I don't know how it can be an Echo Fighter of Duck Hunt. I mean, we already got Isabelle from Animal Crossing as a playable character in Smash, and people are already pumping out articles that new Smash rule, you cannot touch Isabelle because she's just too adorable.
Vaughn, is it really you? I heard you got took off to Nalbina.
The Imperials will need more than a dungeon to stop me.
You broke out of a dungeon? Whoa.
Hey, try and keep it down, would ya? Penelo isn't around, is she? Out on a delivery, maybe?
Nope, haven't seen her all day. Not like her to up and skip out on work like that. Miguelo's not here either. He went running off somewhere a little while ago.
So much for my big welcome. Guess everybody's busy.
I got my hands full watching the shop, and old Dallin had something for me to do, but I can't get away.
Old Dallin, huh? Tell you what, I'll go see him for you.
Really?
Well, nothing better to do.
Okay, so we just learned that Penelo hasn't been seen all day. I wonder what happened to her. So yeah, right there, that's where the frame rate started to chug a little bit. I didn't know why, considering that on my OBS capture screen, the frame rate was still at 30 frames per second. It could have just been like a temporary chugging. I mean, it looks fine otherwise, but I couldn't help but notice it was a little bit slower. I mean, I did turn off the speed multipliers, so that might have been one thing. But when I was checking OBS to make sure that the frame rate wasn't an issue, I did check, and it still remained at 30 frames per second. Because if it were to drop any frames, excuse me, I can't even talk. If it were to drop any more frames, you may have seen in one of my previous videos, the movement becomes just so sluggish that it's not even funny.
Well, well, look who we have here. Heard you were sent off to Nalbina.
And I got out of there as fast as I could. But it was all worth it, Dallin. Here, look at this.
My. Quite a treasure you've got there.
Well, you know, I couldn't have done it without your help.
So, there is more to this gutter churl than first meets the eye. Vaughn, I've an errand, a simple favor to beg of you. I was going to ask that kites to go, but I should think that you ought to do. No, I think you're just the one. There's a fellow by the name of Azalas, and I need you to bring this sword to him.
That's a sword of the old order.
Speak my name when you arrive. That should be enough to get you in to see him. I've made a note on your map showing you where he can be found. Mind you, you are to deliver the sword to him personally.
I will.
And now we got the Sword of the Old Order.
Hey, do you think I could get you to do something for me? I need you to find out where Penelo is. I wanted to show her what I got from the palace.
This one I believe
would
would be the Mithril Sword that Bosch can equip.
You can
Which is
just
actually
leave
slightly
that
strong
to me.
at this point.
Thanks, Dallin.
But you wouldn't need it for long, I don't think.
And so it is done. But will it be enough to remind him of what the Order once meant?
Alright, so we gotta take the Sword of the Order and just basically be the delivery boy. If you want to hit select on your map, you can actually pinpoint exactly where he is. He's actually not that far. Could I do a little bit more floundering around? I'm actually really curious about, if there's gonna be a brand new Square Enix character being introduced to Smash. Because if so, I would rather. I wouldn't mind Geno, because I know Geno is very popular, and I do like Geno as a character from Mario RPG. Although, if I had to pick anyone I would want more than Geno, I would rather take Sora. Because I think just the way he fights in the Kingdom Hearts games, I think will work incredibly well. Especially if you can bring like a Kingdom Hearts stage, like Hollow Bastion or Disney Castle or something. And maybe have one of his battle forms be his final smash or something. That'd be really cool, I think. But back on the topic here, now we're delivering the Sword of the Order to the Resistance, and we're gonna get this following cutscene.
Then what do you make of Andor's proclamation? Are you suggesting they fooled even the Marquis?
What if a judge killed the king, not the captain? That would explain everything, wouldn't it?
In that case, the captain would be brother to a judge. How are we to trust such a man?
Now there is the Bosch that I remember.
Then will you fight again at my side?
His word alone convinces me of nothing.
I'd take his word over that of a mouthpiece Marquis.
Then you name Rex liar with him.
My brother was no liar!
Just the opposite. Rex was the witness they needed. They had to make it appear as if I killed the king. Rex bears no blame. The fates have willed it.
So this is Rex's brother. Your words may convince a child such as this, but they weigh far too lightly on the scales for my taste. Our paths will remain separate.
Do you not think Amalia worth saving?
I hold men's lives in my hands. I must see foes in every shadow. The night we moved against Vayne, he knew. I will not chance such disadvantage again. I must treat you as I would Andor, as I would treat any abettor of the Empire.
Then what will you do? Hold me here in chains? Some things never change, do they?
Listen to me, Bosch. Your cage may have no bars, but it is a cage. The eyes of the Resistance watch unblinking.
Let them watch. I know something of cages.
That's right. Amalia's in the Resistance.
Then you know her.
Sorta. We met just before we got sent to Nalbina. I've known nicer people.
Our paths keep crossing, yours and mine. It's more than coincidence.
It's annoying.
I'm sorry. Allow me one last annoyance, a favor to ask. I want you to take me to Balthier. Even caged birds need wings.
This makes us even.
Even?
For Nalbina. We couldn't have done it without you.
Okay, so now we got Bosch in the party. Bosch's primary job here is a paladin. Basically, your typical holy knight. Can equip mainly heavy armor, swords, and hammers and axes, I believe. I think he can get great swords later in the game. Don't quote me on it. I believe he can get great swords. But he also has a wide variety of white magic that he can use as well, which is interesting considering Bosch's stats obviously geared him towards to be more physically based. It is just me taking a look at his shield, his preview here to see what it's gonna look like. So yeah, he can equip a combination of axes and swords and hammers. Yeah, he does. So yeah, right there, he can equip great swords later down the line, which is nice considering that he can actually go either sword and shield, or if he wants more raw power, then go over the great swords and whatnot. But yeah, I was just taking a look at this. He can get like a lot of magic. A lot of white magic in particular. It'd be interesting to see if this magic can really hold up. And so this is me just going through the license board here, so there's nothing really that much special. I did get some license points for Vaughn, Balthier, and Fran as well, so I'll probably level them up off screen for the next video. I'll almost certainly get to that. Oh yeah, and also to note, since you're going to be going to the next town soon, I would suggest that you wait until you get to the next town before you upgrade Bosch's equipment. So that way he'll be in current fighting shape, let's just say. Although, I would definitely buy some spells and abilities beforehand. Because those are, in my opinion, a bit more important than getting equipped, because equipment you can just grind for at a later time. And I know I would have the option to pick up the second quickening for Bosch, but I'd rather just be focused on his equipment, his abilities at the moment. Plus I could theoretically get some of those stuff down there, but I know I'm not gonna get it anytime soon. So I'm just gonna focus on what I can get at the moment, or how soon can I get them, I should say. One good thing about Bosch, though, because of his class, he has the best HP total out of anyone else in this game, which makes him quite the tank. Yeah, you can see right here he has a Mithril Sword. I could technically give him the Iron Hammer, which I think I do give him the Iron Hammer. Or, yeah, I do give him the Iron Hammer. The Iron Hammer does just a little bit more damage, and it can actually, well, it can do theoretically a little bit more damage, because hammers and axes do have a bit of an RNG factor, but they can go, but the damage output can get higher if you raise the strength stat, as well as the weapon attack power is pretty big. But we're pretty much at the end of this video at this point. So next time we meet, we're going to take on one more hunt, and we're going to find out the whereabouts of Penelo. Till then, thanks for watching.